The City of Prairie View City Council meeting on Monday, September 23rd is now called to order. It's 6:23 p.m. Ms. Bynum, if you would certify the quorum, please.
Councilmember Rowland.
Present.
Councilmember Randall. Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Wallace.
Present.
Thank you, ma'am. If we would stand for the invocation and pledge. Ms. Durham, if you would open us up with a brief word of prayer, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come thanking you for giving us the strength and courage to continue on in this day. Not only that, but we thank you for waking us up this morning, for we know if it had not been for you, we would not be here today. Dear Lord, I ask that you guide us in this meeting tonight. Let us all be on one accord. We ask your blessings upon our city council members, and we ask your blessings for our mayor. Just have us to do, Lord, what you would have us to do. Thank you, dear Lord, for all your blessings. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I think just a quick announcement for the record. I just want to, again, for those of you who may not know, we just want to share with Ms. Durham how proud we are that you are now cancer-free. So.
Mr. Mayor, after citizen, could we go into executive session, upon presentation item number 3, the swearing in of Officer Rodney Gray, underneath the Texas Government Code section 551.071, consultation with the attorney.
Actually, there's no need because the swearing in won't be taking place unless you just want to go talk about it in general.
I still would like to talk about it in general.
Counsel?
That's fine, you can go into executive session on any item posted on the agenda.
Okay. And you want to go now, or you said at what point?
Well, I have a written since I have you there, I'll wait till the end of the
Okay. And under presentations, we have one, it's listed with the citizen comment card, but they had actually spoken with me, but our Waller ISD has some information and asked for a few minutes on your presentation item to share the bond information. Then we're in Waller ISD's bonds, so yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor Allen and council members for allowing us the opportunity to speak. My name is Maria Herrera, and I'm with the Waller ISD 2019 PAC. And we're here to share some information about the 2019 bond. As you may all know, Waller's growing very, very fast. And Waller is expected to grow by almost 5,000 students within the next 8 years, which is about 65% increase. An adverse citizens committee from across the community developed a comprehensive bond packet. It's $295 million bond referendum that impacts every child in every part of the Waller ISD district. This includes new and renovated schools, classrooms, capital investment, basic materials, maintenance, buses, and new safety and security systems. The referendum also provides classroom space for additional career and technology and award-winning fine arts offerings. Financial projections also show that even with the package of the proposed bond, there will be no need for tax increase. Okay? And you may already have received something in the mail that the board just approved a 7-cent decrease in your taxes. And so now I'd like to introduce, yes, thank you. Now I'd like to introduce really quick Crystal Milkey, and she's going to talk a little bit about what's in the bond package, okay?
Good evening, thanks for having us. So real quick, because I know we only have a few minutes, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown. I was one of the 50 members that participated for over a 4-month period of time that met with demographers from Texas A&M, and they came in and they told us where our growth was coming from and what we were going to need to do. So this bond isn't a quick bond, it's a 10-year projection, although we're going to have to visit some growth in about 2 years, but we don't foresee a tax rate until maybe 2022, and even at that, that would only be if the growth stopped. And I'm sure you're aware, as active citizens in your community, that the growth is not stopping. It's coming, and I'm sure we all know that, and these are our babies, and we have to take care of them and have a good place to go to school, a safe place to go to school, as Houston just encourages on our small community. So in this package, we decided as a committee to have only one high school, to keep Waller as long as we could, to keep that hometown, small town feel for as long as we could, and splitting into 2 high schools wasn't going to work, in our opinion. So we voted to have one high school. We already own the property, so we're going to be utilize the facilities at the high school, like the stadium, the big stadium. We're not going to get another one. We're going to have one high school. We are going to take the current high school and move Schultz Junior High into that high school. It will then be Schultz Junior High. Waller Junior High, the majority of that will be rebuilt. There'll be a small portion of that stays the same, but it's going to be built up. We're going to take Holloman, which is a very old school structurally. We're going to move that into Schultz Junior High, turn that back into an elementary school. Holloman will then be a bus barn, maintenance facility, which we have many more buses coming to get these kids to school. So lots and lots of big changes. Our elementary schools are full. We would have loved to have addressed that, but there wasn't enough tax base yet to address it all at one time. So in a couple of years, we're going to have to visit that. I'm currently a teacher at Turlington as well. And so I know that we're full, and we're super excited as Waller ISD employees to get this boost for our kids and our teachers. So we were just here tonight just to say we're on the ballot in November, and we would appreciate your support. We are going to leave some flyers out for you that have a little bit more detail out on the, you want to go?
If I might, if you would not give those to the city council, please, and if I could advise the council not to comment on this issue.
Perfect. Okay, is it okay if we put them outside on the table?
Is this a polling place?
Yes.
We can't put them at the table.
Okay, perfect.
So you can leave them with us. No?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna take our flyers with we're gonna take our flyers with us, but you're part of the community, you're active, you're here, you're participating. You can find any information that you want. Everything that we have here is on Waller ISD's website, and we will be in and about. If you want to host a meeting, informational meeting, you want more, feel free to contact one of us, and we'll come do that for you. Any questions, then we can answer there. I know that my time is slim here, so we would appreciate your support, and we'll see you at the polls. Thank you.
Thank you. W. Perry?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I have a concern. I understand that we're getting in more police officers. And with those police officers coming on, again, one of my concerns is the credibility and the integrity with those police officers. We have a particular gentleman, Mr. Gray, that you have on the books there. And my concern is that has his water bill been paid for his apartments? So that would be my question to you. And if he hadn't paid his water bill, then why would we be bringing him in as a a police officer, and we can't trust him to pay his water bill.
Well, he actually has a credit on his account.
Oh, he does? Okay, well, the last time I had checked my records,
So, Mr. Mayor, this is citizen comments, it's not interaction between the mayor
I
and
know,
council.
but the misrepresentations are not supposed to sit either. That's on the
Factual
city.
factual statements may be made.
Okay,
It's-
can I finish?
yeah, the arrears that I had in my records showed that he hadn't taken care of that. And again, we want to make sure that any of the officers, not him in particular, but it's him tonight, but any of the officers, that we do a thorough background check and vet them. Because, just like you say, there are a lot of old people in this community. We don't want them not being elderly people in the community, and we don't want just anybody coming in and the integrity is not there. So, again, that's my concern to you and the council.
Thank you, sir. Isis Collins?
How's it going, everybody? Hope all is well. My first comment will be in regards to item 11 on the agenda, which is on the 3rd page. And I wrote down a few things just so I can have all my thoughts together. As a PVAMU student, it's hard to understand why things such as item number 11 on the agenda come into question. Most citizens in this community and people in general see something as simple as house parties to be non-important. However, it's very important to college students to have some sort of release. We wonder as a community why crime is so high. Well, the truth is there's no jobs in Prairie View, Texas. The economic development has merely improved since 1969 when the city was founded. There's no safe place off campus for students to convene and participate in a social manner. It seems that because there are older citizens in our community who feel like the community belongs to them, students are treated like trash. And these type of situations imply that there's an agenda to keep PVAMU students.
Please, let's respect everybody's right to state their opinion about whatever. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it seems that these type of situations imply there's an agenda to keep PVAMU students oppressed. So I asked Councilwoman Williams, what is a viable solution to house parties in Prairie View, Texas? Like I've said before previously, if you want more student involvement in the city, if you want us to return as alumni and help the city grow, take this into consideration with these ordinances. And that's it. This is a college town. Let's start treating it like a college town. We deserve more as students. And I will be bringing more students here to these meetings myself in cars so we can show and express that. We deserve more. We're here for a reason. So anyway, next thing. This isn't an agenda item, but it isn't a concern. I asked Mayor Allen, is it normal in administrative policy to have normal citizens that are a part of 4B who aren't bonded to request for checks to be issued? Is it normal for someone who is a part of 4B to be embedded with investors? And if I'm not mistaken, there was a young lady who was indicted for the same thing, and the situation looks exactly the same. So there's definitely questions that need to be answered in the city of Prairie. Thank you.
Let's keep this a public meeting. Other than the person speaking, there's not supposed to be any noise and activity. Ashley Jackson.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Of course, my name is Ashley Jackson. Good evening, council, sorry. So I'm glad, first note that I had, Mayor Allen, was about respect and order. So I'm glad that you touched on that because I feel we're all adults in here. Right, okay, so we shouldn't be up here criticizing one another while one person is speaking. That's manners, basic manners. You learn that in pre-K, kindergarten, and so forth. So my next thing that I have is not on the agenda, but we've spoken about it before, is the situation with water bills. I'm hearing citizens say that somebody owes this, another property owes this. What is going on with the meters and the readings, and why is it an issue? Because there's a lot of he say, she say, records say this, records say that. So I believe that needs to be an agenda item on the next meeting, so the community can hear about it. Not so it can be wrapped up and you all just speak about it. We need to know that as well. And also, I'm not sure if you all came to a consensus about how you wanted citizens to respond or speak during certain agenda items, but I would like to speak during item number 14, if that suffices, if that suffices. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Ron Leverett?
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and City Council. First of all, I would like to speak to, first of all, item 4. Discuss and take action on City Council budget setting aside $200,000 to purchase land for unspecified amount. I mean, pardon me?
No, hold on.
I'm making a statement. I think this is a broad statement, and I hope that the city council really understand what this means, because just to throw out $200,000 without not specifying what you're gonna buy, I really think that I'm gonna request that the council table that for further discussion. Item 5, is a very vague statement. I think it needs to be discussed. It is a good statement, I guess, but at the same time, discuss a financial statement received from the bookkeeper. I mean, how do we know? I mean, I hope that you're going to explain as you go what that is. I think I mentioned in the last council meeting, some of the items that you list are just open-ended statements. And I would appreciate if you would specify some of the things that you list for us to, I guess, watch you debate and discuss. Accountability throughout the city. We have a lot of things have been discussed, and I'm waiting on some of the accountability. Again, I have put in some open record requests and still have not gotten an answer yet. Accountability for me meaning, when do I get a chance to get my answer? Number one, it's supposed to be 10 days. And I did ask that if not given back to me within the 10 days, that at least give me a statement why not give, if it's not eligible for you to give me an answer. Nobody gave me an answer, said, well, you're not eligible to get that answer. But I think when it goes down to, if you can list on the agenda gifts of the city of Prairie View in one case, and then I ask about gifts for in another case, and you fail to answer that question or even list it as a gift, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, because why list a gift from one entity, private entity, and another private entity you don't list it? I still have a problem with that. I'm still waiting for my answer under the Public Information Act. I'm going to ask you again to some of the items that if the audience here look at under the mayor's report, Mr. Mayor, some of the items that you list on the mayor's report, as far as I'm concerned, in the public newspaper that you publish, and I wonder why. I guess I really would like to see more participation from the council. I mean, it's almost like the mayor's newspaper. Your picture's the only one that shows up on the paper. So I would hope that the city council, either the council put together a paper, because it's almost obvious that it seems like you guys are not doing anything. So I would like to see the city council become more involved. Some of you, some of the council members put some things on the website. That's individuals, that's fine. But in terms of the city itself, I think that if we're working as a whole, if this is the governing body, I'd like to see more activity from the governing body and not as an individual. I know that you are the city manager, the way it's set up. And so that with that, I would like to see more participation again, from the council members. There are consequences, for sure. Also, I want to ask the city attorney about some of the things that I'm questioning. I want to know about the consequences. What happens? When something happens and it's proven that not to be happening, what are the consequences? So that's the thing that I will be addressing with the city attorney, because oftentimes we ask questions and it seems like nothing happens. Just goes unanswered. And those of us who don't ask the question, or we don't know what happens, a lot of times people just say, well, they're not gonna do anything, so I'll just leave it alone. With that, I rest. Thank you. Thank you, Council. Mayor.
Peter Brown, let the record show that Councilman Randall who's joined us.
Once again, hello everybody. It's so good to be here. So good to see your beautiful smiling faces. On behalf of Prairie View's Economic Development Corporation, I'd like to invite you all, each and every one of you, out to our annual meeting, which is tomorrow. We have a reception for businesses in the area as well as residents. That reception will be from 5 to 5:50. And you probably got a little colorful notice at your door, at your car.
Ms. Brown, you need to address the council, and the audience can hear you, or you can look at them.
So you want me to turn my back to them, or?
No, it's set for you to be side to side like everyone else if you would, but not to stage around. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, so I have to stay here and turn this way. Like that?
However you want to turn when you're there, but please, Ms. Brown, finish.
Okay. As I was saying before I was interrupted, the EDC, Economic Development Corporation of Prairie View, will have our annual meeting tomorrow. And during that meeting, we will discuss the budget, our budget for the upcoming year. There was a question earlier by Mr. Perry about a strategic plan. We are working together with our city's Planning and Zoning Commission to put together a comprehensive plan. That comprehensive plan will also serve as a strategic plan. Councilman Jones mentioned a strategic plan in existence. The one that I've seen is very old. Matter of fact, it's almost 10 years old. And if you look at the participants who helped put together that city's strategic plan, you'll find that the majority of the people who participated in that were affiliated with the university. Even to the point that I think people who were affiliated with the city were also affiliated with the university. But we've resolved that issue because we have members of our own Planning and Zoning Commission who are working with other members of the city, along with some participants at the university, to come up with a strategic plan for the city of Prairie View. Therefore, the citizens of Prairie View will be more in control of what our strategic plan will be. The one that exists that I saw comes more from the university's input. Therefore, the best interest of the city may have been omitted or overlooked. But by having a strategic plan by our own city's Planning and Zoning Commission, along with input from citizens of the community, we can come up with a strategic plan or a comprehensive plan that serves the citizens of Prairie View primarily in conjunction or collaboration with what the university has to offer and what we have to offer them. So if you come out tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock, we're going to have some light refreshments. So you can come out, get you some finger food, have you some cold drinks, and get to meet your economic development directors. And also stay for the meeting, because we have a meeting that starts at 6 o'clock sharp, and we will discuss our plan for the upcoming year, as well as our budget for the upcoming year. Okay? Thank you.
Item 1, discuss and take action on the approval of city council meeting minutes dated September 9, 2019. What's council's pleasure?
Mayor,
Councilman Jones?
I move that we approve the city council meeting minutes dated September 9th. 20. Yeah.
It's been properly moved and seconded that council approves city council meeting minutes dated September 9, 2019. You've heard the motion, ready for the questions?
Question.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion passed. Item 2, discuss and take action on City of Prairie View holiday schedule and adding Friday, December 27, 2019, and Friday, January 3rd, 2020, as days the city will be closed. Council has that. This is, was put together by city staff and just listed.
2 days.
Yeah, Ms. Bynum?
No, you can take those on. I spoke with Judge Alexander and we she got with me on how the calendar is supposed to look.
Okay,
those
so these
days-
weren't regular days, so we're just skipping that agenda item you're
Yes.
moving. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So when are we gonna get those? So what days will be the days of?
And she's gonna resubmit it, correct?
No, you have the corrected,
The dates are Thursday, January 28th, and Friday, November 29th.
for Thanksgiving.
Tuesday, December 24th, and Wednesday, December 25th. Tuesday, December 31st, and Wednesday, January 1st. Monday, January 20th, 2020. Friday, April 10th. Monday, May 25th, 2020. Friday, June 19th. Friday, July 3rd. Since July 4th falls on a Saturday, and Monday, September 7th. Councilman Jones?
My question is, so on Friday, well, so Thursday, the office will be open, that Thursday and Friday, the office will be open again? And then that's,
Which one are you speaking to then?
I was asking for clarity with Thursday and Friday be open, but my next question was said, if we're not open on a Thursday and Friday, how did that hurt or help you guys?
Which dates?
So the 26th and the 27th, so for Christmas, the Christmas.
So,
Cause
so well, the mayor would answer that, or this.
Well, let me ask, council, are there not a maximum number of holidays that municipalities have? Are they just all over the place with the number of days that they close? Before we start deliberation, I wanted to find out.
It's up to the individual city council.
Okay, so it's up to council, yeah, Councilman Rowland?
My question was, in the dates that's been presented to us, are there any additional changes from the dates that we've already had? That's what my
Yeah.
question. So, other than the dates changing to commemorate the holiday, are there any additional days that have been added?
No, that was the discussion on the other one, like December 26th, 27th, but this is what we've been doing right here.
All right.
Yes, sir.
so,
Councilman Jones?
yeah, does it, I mean, do you got, I don't know if this is a question I can ask, do they still get paid if the days are holidays? Would you guys not like to be off the rest of that?
The members, the city has to run.
Well, one of the discussions, when it was discussed, was we're dealing with the end of the year and the beginning of the year. And if say hypothetically, December 26th and 27th, it would also run into the new year. So we're talking about an extended time of city staff, lack of city services for residents and things like that. That was my only concern with that. Other than that, it was okay because it wasn't just extended into that weekend, extended into the next week because of the New Year's well.
Ms. Bonner, would you happen to know how other cities do it? Attorney Saturday?
I would.
They
They range anywhere between 12 and 13 days. Some of them have one floating holiday. Some of them have one floating holiday that they specify to be either in December or the person's birthday. Some of them have October, what's the next? Columbus Day off. Some of them have, but typically they range anywhere between 10 and 13. So they do vary quite a bit.
So So if I was to say, that mean that they would be off from Tuesday till Friday of 1 week, come back to work that following Monday?
I have never seen that before, I will tell you that much, just for paying bills purposes. You know, I've never seen more than 2 days in a row on, and that's the Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's not prohibited, it's just whether or not you think the city business can get them.
We also acknowledge Juneteenth and Good Friday.
Cool. I move that we accept I move that we accept the holiday schedule.
It's been properly moved and seconded that council accept the 2019-2020 employee holiday schedule. You've heard the motion, ready for the question?
If I could clarify,
Please.
so I want to make sure that the motion is not what is the dates that are listed on the agenda, but the dates that she put before you. That's what you're voting
Good
on?
enough, I said that.
Okay, just making sure.
Any other unreadiness? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed have the same right. Let the record show is unanimous.
Make sure that's clarified in the,
Yes, the written holiday schedule, not those that are stated on the agenda. Yes. Councilman Jones?
I wanted to look at if we could move through the rest of our agenda and come back to the budget. I think the budget would be the longest part of our agenda. So I'll move item number 3 to be right before executive session.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that council move item 3 regarding the budget to the very end. Would that be just before new business?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. The very end behind item number 14. Heard the motion, ready for the questions?
Readiness.
Okay, Councilwoman Williams?
I don't think we should move that because I think that's the reason why most of the residents stayed and are still here, is to hear about the budget. So I don't think we need to make them wait that long if that's the one particular area that they've come to hear about.
I understand that that may be the one particular item that the citizens came to hear about, but that item could take an hour to 2 when the rest of our agenda seems like it should flow pretty smoothly and we would be done with it.
Okay, we got another readiness. Councilman Randall?
That was my readiness as well. The majority of the people here, and, you know, they want to get home in a decent hour. So it's gonna take an hour, it's gonna take an hour to get to the beginning or at the end. So we need to take that in consideration.
Any other readiness? Hearing none? All those in favor, and I want to be clear in restating, in moving item 3 regarding the budget to behind item 14, which is the very last item on the agenda. All those in favor of moving that, raise your hand so we can go
I need a voice.
to, oh yeah, but